Melee! Super Smash Bros. Melee! I like this game. We played this for me. There is no other way to explain that.
You're not even like playing this game. You're playing a different version of the game.
No, we're talking about Melee right now. This was the tournament we did.
Yeah.
I was just commentating on it.
Yeah. It's just, yeah. Yeah.
We played this for me.
Yeah, we totally did. He really wanted to do a tournament bracket, and he loves Melee, and it was probably the best game to do it with. So we didn't let him participate.
To be fair, I didn't let me participate because I
That's
wanted
fair.
to not know who was gonna win.
Yeah, because he plays it a lot.
Mm-hmm.
He would win.
He's untouchable.
By this group of friends.
But you got to comment on everybody's terribleness.
I did, but I tried to avoid saying that specifically. we found very fun ways around it.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't like just straight beat 'em up fighting games like this.
Fighting. Those are two different genres.
Actually, they are.
Yeah.
Like Double
But-
Dragon has beat 'em up.
I don't
Street Fighter.
know what that game is. I do know what Street Fighter is.
That's a fighter.
Hopefully. So is this a beat 'em up?
No,
Nope.
it's fighter.
Yep.
It's fighter. Okay, I don't like fighter games. Don't like them. I played it basically because I know Richie likes the game and he wanted to do this, and that is how I participated.
So
I also made the videos, which were very long. But anyways,
So, like, was Melee the first one you played? What did you do for these? Did you play 64?
okay, so the first one I actually played, I don't know what it was because my cousins played it and they really liked it. And so I played a little bit. I don't remember a lot. But then my family got Brawl for some reason. And so I've played Brawl. And it's still just, I didn't really like it.
That's okay. Don't feel bad about that one.
Yeah. But, see, I don't even see the difference. But that's probably because I don't like it. And then I should stop saying I don't like it. I've said it a lot.
She doesn't like it.
I don't like it.
But man, do you like the game?
Yeah, a lot. It's like one of my favorites.
Thank you!
Anyways, they're all basically the same to me, so I don't really, like, if you show me one and then another, I probably won't know the difference.
The thing is, you're not that wrong.
Yes, she
I
is.
mean, the graphics change, but...
Yeah, the graphics change. I know there's different characters, but I could not, for the life of me, tell you which ones belong to which game.
Gameplay changes so much.
Not really.
It totally does.
It's just buttons.
Yeah.
Thank you! That's every game!
Smash the buttons,
That's
win
every
the
game.
game.
That's mostly Mario Party, actually.
Nah, that's just like move your
Like,
stick,
you're on
win
my
the game.
side, but I don't want to agree with that.
I mean,
So,
you were a good coach, though. We got to do a little bit of practice, and Richie taught us what the buttons did.
it wasn't mid-set coaching, so it was legal.
Yeah, it was pre-game, so yeah. Which everybody gets to, you know, you practice before any tournament, so
Yeah.
it's fine.
I hadn't played for like a year.
You haven't played a tournament, ever.
I hadn't played before that. It's like, I hadn't played this Smash in like forever.
So what's your Smash Brothers history?
Well, I played it from the start. I mean, I
64,
remember,
yeah.
Yeah. And I remember the commercial was super creepy. Just like all the like big characters like out of like size sync with each other. Like, they're all the same size, and then
I can't see me loving nobody but you. As
and
they're
then they
beating
beat
each other up. It was
Like, it starts out they're skipping, and then they punch it.
I think somebody trips the other one and
Yeah.
it just starts getting down into a brawl.
It was very strange. But yeah, I played it. It was when I played it then. I played Melee eventually. I didn't get a GameCube for like until after the Wii came out. And then I got Brawl when it came out, and I got the 3DS and the Wii U version, and I didn't get the new one because I realized I don't particularly care for them that much, and I apparently don't play them right. I play them for fun.
I have never said that specifically. I
Say
have
it with
thought
your
it.
heart.
I do. I say it with my heart all the time at you. Whenever I see an item on screen, I'm like, that's not right.
We'll get there. It's gonna.
We'll get there. So I also started, with the 64 because, that was the first Smash Bros. Game. And I played that a lot, and I got real good at it. And actually did go into a tournament, like, way after. Like, Smash 4 was already out, and I joined a 64 tournament and I think I got, like, 3rd place. It was good. But then Melee came out, and, oh boy, we went on... Well, okay. First off, my friend got it, and I played it, and I was like, this is the best game mankind has ever made. So...
wonky controller, too.
Oh no, the GameCube has the best controller ever. What? No, the N64 has a bad controller.
I'm just saying, like, the GameCube controller is designed by Willy Wonka.
I know, and it works for some reason.
There's, like, bean-shaped buttons.
There are bean-shaped buttons. I have no problem saying it's my favorite controller kind, but anyway. So...
The chunkiest triggers ever.
They are. You can't miss. And it actually can tell when you're halfway down. I'm going to that later, too. I played at my friend's house and loved the heck out of it. So we called every store in town. No one had it. And this happened for a month. And then we were at some, I think it was like Meijer or something. They have no video games. And then we were just looking at it like, hey, what? And they had Melee. So we got that. And then I never stopped playing it to the point where I was playing it over Christmas break, which was, I think, right around when we got it. And I kept waking up at 11 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 4 o'clock, every few hours I would wake up and start playing. And Mom heard me because she was pretty close to the TV, even though I turned it down. I probably jumped a lot at the time when I was younger. And she was like, Richie, stop playing this. You can play when you wake up normally. I was like, but it's Melee! And then, so Mom actually had to move the GameCube into her room, away from the television, to get me to stop. Until I woke up the next day and got it from her room and put it back. So, I really, really, really liked that game.
She could just take the disc. It would be a lot easier.
That's true. I don't think she thought of that. But anyway.
The controller.
So...
I think maybe she just didn't want him playing any games, period, getting up in the middle of the night.
It was always that one.
And the GameCube is quite portable, and it's got the handle for
It is,
no
so
reason.
Nice. Weird tangent, but it's true.
So,
yep. So after Melee, I didn't have a Wii for the longest time. The Wii U was already out when we got a Wii. And I was so, heartbroken that I couldn't play Brawl, which is a sentence you'll never hear me say in my life again. Because it was different enough that it was not the same at all. They had a couple things that Melee did that were good, like the Dacus, that was the thing. As well, the Smash Balls were a neat addition that weren't used in tournament, but they were fun to look at. That was about it. There was tripping. That was a trip. It was awful. Then Smash 4 came out, and I was excited again. But I didn't have a Wii U, so again, this was a problem. And I, again, was glad I didn't get that one, because I watched some tournament gameplay, and I was bored. So bored. It was the worst. And then the new one came out, which is way better than Smash 4 and Brawl. I can't quite say it's better than 64 in my opinion. It's probably about on par with that one. What's the... I have some problems with the new one, but not a huge enough that I don't enjoy it. I do like the new one.
Is Duck Hunt in it?
Duck Hunt's in it, yes.
I like Duck Hunt. I like a Smash. It's just it just brings up so many nostalgic memories.
Okay, that's fair.
It has Hogan's Alley in it. Who remembers that game?
No one.
We're about to have a melee between these two.
No, I allow him to have his opinions, and I will not fight him over them. I would feel bad. So you lose. I'm going to go on WWE on this one.
Yeah,
so,
really quick, I do want to mention that, in case it wasn't obvious, but our videos, we tried to make them look somewhat like the actual tournament videos. Mm-hmm. But our tournament's really a joke. So we have the joke sponsors.
Yeah.
And just the whole thing is just not meant to be good.
It's true, but while it is absolutely a joke, the entire point of it, apart from that, is to prove that everyone sees this game as the one that people will only play if they're like really hardcore into the game, and they will play that to exclusion of any other game in existence, which is kind of true. But if you don't fight people like that, if you fight people at your skill level, it's still lots of fun. So there are lots of people who hate it. They're like, oh, you can only do these things, and only the people who study for a million hours can play it. That's not true. Just don't fight them if you're not them.
We'll get there.
We'll get there.
Yeah.
So that was a brief history. We'll go over some stuff later.
I mean, the graphics were okay on the Melee version.
I've looked at them for so long. I
And
have like Cyclops flavored rose tinted glasses. I can't see them for anything.
I mean, they're not.
But what I
like,
saw them for the
they're
first
not
time.
as janky as the 64. I mean,
Oh, gosh.
They advanced their time. The only time when they took a back step was the weird like 3-inch thick outlines on all the characters on the 3DS version.
That was weird, but I know why they did it.
Yeah, but
It looked
it just
bad.
looked really just out of joint. Like, oh, we're gonna color. Then they color them for team-based things, and like that is not good. It makes it harder. You turn the things that make it easier to make it harder to see them.
I like the way the characters look and everything. I think for incorporating a lot of different like game styles and everything and trying to put it into one, it looks really good. It looks fluid.
It does.
They put a lot
You
of,
know who's who.
and they gave a lot of personality. Like the game actually gave character development to characters who never had character. Captain Falcon.
Show your moves.
Like he has like he's a racer. He's from a racing game. He has like one image from his game. You see him. That's it. That's his own entire personality. And then they created this entire character for him.
And
for
it
this game.
fits.
Yeah.
It fits really well.
And everyone's just like, if you ask what Captain Falcon, they'll tell you. Like hey, what about you played F-Zero? Like, no. No one's played F-Zero. It's not a good game.
That's basically true. Yeah, I can't see the graphics as anything but perfect. I know they're not. I know for a fact that they're not.
But to you, they're as perfect as they could possibly be.
It's kind of true. It's kind of true.
Like,
Yeah.
They did a little better with like the stage like design and layout is a bit better, and like Melee on like it was
Yeah.
really small in 64. They're
That's
so
true.
tiny.
Everything was.
They're
this big.
tiny or just too gigantic.
And it's really funny that in the later games they took it the very wrong way. The fact that people want to play this like as a competitive game, they're like everything must be a Final Destination, and that's not the most balanced map for competitive play.
And they had like a weird like Final Destination mode button on everything. Like
Yeah,
you just
everything can be Final Destination. I mean, they made it a bit better now, where everything can be Final Destination or everything can be Battlefield, but we're getting there.
I mean, sometimes like yeah, we'll look at that in a second.
Yeah.
Whole discussion.
Now, the music itself, it doesn't distract from the gameplay, which is pretty much what it's going for in this case.
Yeah, I don't remember anything besides the one anthem.
Do, 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 do.
Oh yeah, that isn't it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, what are you doing? What? Are we doing a slow cap? What's going on?
No, unlike the 3 instances in tournament gameplay when the commentators aren't saying anything particularly fun, the audience will just start clapping along with that because it's one of the tournament legal stages and it's pretty commonly played.
It's just
Yeah. I gotta give it to the music. That's really catchy. I don't play this game, but I know the songs.
Yeah.
Like, they're doing something right there.
Yes, they are.
I don't know, when I think about the sounds of the Smash Bros, it's just Kirby inhaling. I don't know why. That's all I hear. That's all I hear.
I was hoping so hard that he would be top tier in the new game.
That would be hilarious if somebody played him and he just won the tournament.
I mean, I'm sure the day after it came out, someone did somewhere. Like, he's still not a good character, but it was a new enough game. People didn't know enough
No, I
things.
meant in our tournament.
Oh, yeah, that was totally possible.
Yeah.
I was kind of
Like-
hoping.
Before Richie taught me how to play Link, that was the only character I played. Because I knew how to save myself with Kirby, and that's essential.
Yeah.
So
It is,
yeah, I would have had to play Kirby
Yeah.
and win with that and button smashing if
Good
there
luck
was
fighting
no
a Sheik with Kirby.
yeah if there was no coaching beforehand.
But that does bring up another thing. Like, everyone got a lot better throughout the tournament. Okay, everyone who played more than one actual round.
Yeah.
In the beginning, if you watch Amanda play in the end, she saved herself actively every time she went off stage. It was just such a big difference. It was
Yeah. There was actual improvement.
Mm-hmm.
I have never improved at this game. I've always played the exact skill level. Same. It never gets better.
Probably not true.
I still don't know how to use quick attack. I've been
That's-
using it
that is true.
for decades. Don't know how to use it.
Mm-hmm. Now, one thing that I will fault the game on is its single player. Not much. Like, it had adventure mode, all-star
Yeah.
mode, and classic mode. Adventure mode was fun. It was a bit like a precursor to Subspace Emissary, that was actually the thing I'll say Brawl did better than Melee, which again you'll never hear me say. The single player in that was way more.
It had a single player. I don't even remember the other games having a single player thing besides just like Air Against Robots. Like, what?
It had them.
story things.
Story not so much, except the new one.
There
There's
is a
Emissary of
story.
Light, I
mean,
think.
it's not a
Yeah.
good story, but there's a story in Brawl.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
there's a thing going on.
No, it was a terrible story.
We're not
but
going to explain it
it
at
was
any time,
fun.
but stuff is happening.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, I knew there was something, like some sort of story that happened when you played by yourself, but I didn't like the game to begin with, so I never played by myself.
That's
Somebody else had to want to play the game for me to play the game. So, yeah. I knew there was something. I actually learned from, I think it was Game Theory, that there's actually a boss at the end, and it's just a hand. Master hand.
There are several. There's Master Hand, there's Crazy Hand, there's Taboo.
Mhm.
I don't know if the Wii U had a boss, and I don't know.
I don't know. I've never
Aren't
played
they all the same boss? It's
No.
just a hand.
No. That's
or a glove.
Master Hand and Crazy Hand are
very
the
similar
actual
but
hands.
different.
They have different
Right.
attacks and stuff.
Yeah.
Taboo is from Brawl. He's very different.
He's like a
glowy guy.
dude.
Okay.
Then there was probably one in the Wii U.
Probably, I don't know.
Again,
It's just there's just
I tried playing a couple times. I wasn't a fan.
a lot to get through. I'm just like,
That's as much as I know. There is some sort of story. You fight with a bunch of the characters, if not all of them,
Mhm.
and you fight a hand at the end, which represents the player. Or something like that.
Did you never do that as a child? Like you had your toys, and then like, you didn't have like a thing for the toys to fight, so they felt like a spider hand. Did you never do that?
Yeah.
No, I did do
Ninja
that.
Turtles fighting your
Okay, good.
I
Okay.
did do the spider hand. I lived in the desert,
That's
so
true.
my spider hand, I would bury my hand, and it would jump out and grab the thing. It's like the trapdoor spider, but I just buried my hand in sand.
Now, if you somehow don't know this yet, Amanda likes animals.
I do like animals.
Why did that have to be I'm in the desert situation?
Because
had
there's
to
a
bury
lot
your
of
hand in
sand, a lot of
sand.
dirt. So that was what I had
A lot
to
of places
play
have
with.
dirt, though.
But that's what I had to play with was dirt and cacti. And I wasn't going to play with the cacti.
They were
Twitter.
not as fun. Alright, so, but actually the gameplay is where this one...
There's one more boss I want to talk about.
Okay.
Giant Donkey Kong from N64. There's
right.
like upsized Donkey Kong for no reason. Like that's our sub boss.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
our Goro.
And then there's Metal Mario. There's like a couple things
It's like
that,
the only thing they threw in there and like
threw items
yeah.
at, basically.
Metal Mario. It's like all like the little mini boss things. Like let's throw 100 things at you that are so tiny you knock them off with any attack.
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
Ugh.
that was fun.
Just, it got tedious after all. Like there's like 1,000. of
that's
them.
actually... I forgot, in Melee there are the event stages, and those are a little bit like the Subspace Emissary,
Yeah.
but they're not tied together with anything. So,
Yeah,
it was fun,
Finding all the
but...
targets. People like you master like help you master all the moves.
Yeah.
Unless you're me and just like I'm just gonna figure out how to not master this move and still do it.
Good job.
Still can't do quick attack.
So, on the subject of gameplay, I will say I know that it's not perfect. There are a couple things that are a problem. Chain grabbing, for one thing, is a huge problem. I
Yeah,
wish
it
it wasn't a
does.
thing. Wobbling, you probably don't know what that is
Nope.
either. That one's actually a game-made term. Apart from that, with a couple like minor balance things, I think it's fine and love it, and will probably never stop playing it
No.
ever. You
I think-
guys talk. I can talk for hours about
Yeah.
it.
One of the things I had a hard time with, like, it's a very supposed to be quick-paced game if you play it right. So later on, I tried doing the grabs.
Yeah.
And like you punch the person or you throw them, and I'm like, I just want to punch them, and the punch is like punch.
Oh, that's
and
not
I'm like,
nearly right.
I'm like, this is way too slow.
It's more like punch, 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 punch. About that fast.
I'm emphasizing.
You're lying.
Nah.
She's using hyperbole. It's a thing.
So it was just, it felt super slow compared to the rest of the fighting.
Yeah.
And it also just didn't do a lot of damage or anything.
No.
So it's like, I ended up giving up on that. I'm like, I learned a new thing. I don't like it.
Yeah,
It's a way to tack on a couple extra % before you throw them in a direction.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's pretty much any fighting game when as you like wail on them when you grab them, it's always like minimum damage just for like so you don't hate it.
Yeah, and you don't want to be that a big part of the game because otherwise people just do that all the time,
Yeah.
which is part of chain grabbing.
Right.
Which is
Yeah, chain grabbing's actually awful, and I'll gladly admit that.
but like Nintendo tries to make their games like accessible, especially anything with Mario in it.
Yeah.
They try to make it as open for like any play level.
Yeah.
Like anything like that. And like Mario Kart has like really good rubber banding.
It does.
It's like it's not too obvious, but you can never like. It's still like there's still stuff going on, and like Smash Bros had this thing like that made it like cool and interesting that anyone had a chance to win, because it had items and stages that did things, and you had like these cool items. Like, what's this item going to be? Oh, that I need that. That's going to help me a lot right now because I need the Dragoon to take out that one player because he's bugging me. You never got the Dragoon. It's a 3-piece because you don't play with items. This is my point.
No, I don't know the name of the item. I
It's
know
like,
what
you
you're
have to get the
talking
3 pieces and like
Okay.
shoot, like it does like a thing you shoot them with
Yeah.
the thing. The Dragoon. Yeah, that's the Dragoon.
It is true, though, that you don't play with
He
items.
doesn't
Oh,
play with
no.
the items
No,
at all, and then there's no stage effects, all the boring stages, and just like there's nothing fun anymore.
about. The fun comes from actually fighting people and challenging yourself and other people. Like
He means the skill.
Yeah.
The person who's
Yeah.
put 200 plus hours into the game and the person who's put maybe 2 hours into the
But
game.
it seems like if you're so good at the game, you can figure out how to get around my hammer.
I can.
And you won't let me have the hammer.
Well, I mean, I could, but that actually messes me up because, okay, the best example I have of this is one time I was about to kill my brother with a smash attack and items were on because that's a terrible idea. So I kicked, I don't remember who I was. I smashed. As I was in the animation for the attack, a box appeared in front of me and exploded and killed me.
Yeah.
It was dumb. It was dumb.
They have the whole like took out half the game. You're taking like half this game that they built this stuff on. Is this item mechanic, and you're just like, no, half your game's stupid, Nintendo.
It's true, half their game is stupid, Nintendo. But it's not half the game. And the actual interaction between characters, and you can even tell like the difference between people's own play styles for these characters. You can like look at if you've seen these people play before, you can look and say like, oh yeah, that's Mango's Fox, or hey, that one's from Armada, and then you can just like look at how they're playing. There's enough skill expression in individual characters that even if you're playing at the top level, you can still do different things, and it's still fantastic.
But, like it goes like to like Dungeons and Dragons.
Mhm.
Like you can play like the character like this one, like just using only this part. But like that's the one character like I'm gonna get the items. I'm like they even use the items. Like I'm gonna use acid vials, alchemist fire, all that stuff. Like using other things creatively.
Oh yeah,
And
that's
you're
fine.
just saying that
I'm
you
gonna
can't
get a barrel
have
of
that.
oil and
Now,
set
hang
it on fire.
We're talking about like a creative like difference where if in D&D you're like, hey, I want to knock a building on this person. That's fine. Go for that. You can't, there's no free reign in this game. You're like, this item, it does this specific thing. And there's no like large interplay between a physics engine in this where you can just use this in very odd
But it's like,
situations.
there's different ways, like even like when you get an item box, you can either, like you can try to use that as a weapon. Like you risk it, like maybe it'll throw them, it'll hurt them, and then but they might get the item. But it might be a sucky item, so who cares? Might be a fan, or it might be the hammer stick. That's always fun. You go in for the hammer, like oh.
Yeah, that's just tragic. But
Like if I just some random elements that change it up so you don't like.
No, what about the stage? You know, the different things that happen in the stage. Like, that's a thing that happens to all the characters.
Yeah.
What's your beef with that?
my beef with that is not actually, I don't really actually have beef with that on some stages. Like, some of them, like the F-Zero stage, the one with the cars on the bottom,
Yeah.
that adds way too much of a random element into it, where it's no longer the more an expression of skill than a random chance, because who knows when those cars are going to appear. It can save somebody, whereas there's one random element in the tournament allowed stages, and that's when the platforms go up and down on Fountain of Dreams. That was actually not allowed sometimes because it's not allowed in doubles because it causes lag when there are too many ice climbers on stage. But anyway, everything, there are, like Wispy, the tree in the Kirby stage.
Yeah.
Dreamland, that's what it's called. That one is allowed. Like, that's the tournament legal stage, even though there's a stage hazard.
Yeah.
They did take out that one Pokemon, like the Pokemon Stage from 64. That's like never showed up really again.
Oh,
Like, it doesn't feel
oh,
like,
that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that, they actually put that back in Ultimate.
Oh, does it do the same thing?
Yeah.
Will they just randomly pop
It's
out
like
the elevator?
exactly the same thing.
So it's
Like,
oh.
they're still Nintendo
Can
64
you still
graphics.
play with the same amount of players?
You can still play with 8 players.
What Pokemon are
insane.
you guys
It is.
talking about?
The stage.
yeah, the stage.
Like, I can't. That one's like Saffron City. It's like
It is
something
Saffron City, yeah.
Saffron City. It's like on the roof,
Mhm.
and like one of the things has an elevator door, and the elevator just open and a random Pokemon will pop out.
Mhm.
Like it might be a chance. You even have remember like fire.
Yeah.
Just nothing. This is great.
Yeah, it's fun. But anyway, the like extra stages and items don't actually ruin the game as long as they're not in a tournament. It's fine if they're not in a tournament. I don't care. We can play with those together. I just want to play Melee.
We can play the game how you want to play it, as long as it's playing the game that I want. Is it Melee or your weird modded Mayway? That's what I'm going to call your version now. Mayway.
Okay. All right. Let's throw PM in there.
Just be mean about it.
Okay. PM is actually very good. Unfortunately, they got a cease and desist from Nintendo.
Yeah.
What's PM?
I'm surprised it took
Project
so long,
Melee.
to be honest.
Well, okay, that was the original name of it. They stopped calling it that in order to avoid the cease and desist for as long as they did, I think.
I'm surprised it took that long. And
I am too, actually. I'm
Nintendo's pretty
really,
fierce.
I'm happy and surprised that it took that long. What they did was they rebalanced all the characters to be approximately equal to Fox because he's, generally declared to be the best character.
Okay.
Yeah, that's about it.
Okay.
And they added a bunch of personal mechanics for every character, like Zelda's Fireball. She, in one of the patches, she could have 3 out at a time. She could leave them in places. It was really cool.
but like, no one plays a Zelda.
That's not true. There was one guy I knew who, oh boy, that guy. Anyway, he played as Zelda.
Yeah, was he good at Zelda? Or is he just that guy who played a Zelda?
Okay, it was that guy who played as Zelda. There was someone who came from some other region, Norta somewhere, and he played as Zelda, and he was actually good.
Like I think like slightly north is a completely different region. Like,
Exactly.
man, they're so far away. They're from like just up there.
It was...
The different
I
part of
think
our
it was
space.
Salt Lake, to be honest, so it was pretty far north. As far as Utah goes.
It's different though than like Nevada. At least there's a road between like here and Salt Lake.
Oh, okay.
In like southern Nevada and northern Nevada, there's no road.
That's true.
You have to go to it's best just to go to another state and then cross back over. It's insane. There's nothing in the state. There's like 2 things. There's Reno and Vegas, and that's it. It's great.
And one thing that Melee is obviously lacking is internet play. There is net play if you get it on your computer, but that is a huge can of worms. Like, you have to invite people. There's no, I just push the play game button, then it matches me up with someone. I don't even care who. I can fight the #1 person in the world I would love to do that, actually. I would get my butt kicked a million times, but I would love to do that.
Just to be like, I played the #1.
Well, see, with fighting games and competitive games, I like losing, because there's so much more to learn when you lose.
I understand that.
You really went there. I want to lose, and then I learned one. Really?
Yeah.
Mr. Miyagi.
I've seen that movie once.
It's like a whole this feels like a very sensei thing to say.
Hey, it could be Meet the Robinsons.
It could be. It could
They
be.
had the
Could
same
be.
message.
Did they?
mean-
But
Yeah, they did. That was their whole message.
But that was the only thing that made Melee not fun for me, because for a very long time I was the best one anywhere that I knew, so I just kind of assumed I was the best. I was very wrong.
I haven't beat anybody. I haven't lost to anybody, so therefore the best.
I mean, I figured they were better. I didn't think they were as better as they are, because they're way better. But yeah, that was the one thing that made the game boring. I couldn't find anyone that was fun to play against because they all just got their butt kicked. And then I discovered that there was like tournaments and stuff, and then it became so much fun again.
It's like playing against you is not much fun for like me. They
Yeah.
all.
You've got to learn things from your losings.
Yeah.
I actually did knock him off the stage once. It was great.
But he's immune to my one attack of using thunder only.
Oh yeah, I've been to talk to you. You really need to
I love
learn the
thunder.
turn attack.
It's my favorite attack. I use it when I have an electric Pokemon. That's all I use.
Although actually Rochelle was a lot more thunder. That was more her problem than yours.
She inherited it from me after she beat me. She like absorbed my stuff.
So she's like Mega Man, where she just got your power
Yeah.
and then misused it and then lost because
like
of it.
reverse Highlander.
Okay. I absorbed their weaknesses.
The slowing.
Oh, that sounds awful.
That's the quickening in the.
Yeah, I know.
So, final thoughts?
I love this game. Play this game. It's the best game. I'll fight you. Okay. That's my thoughts. Like,
Do you
He
like
will.
fight them like in person, or do you like fight them in the
both.
game?
I'll fight them
He
in
doesn't
both.
care. If anybody wants to fight Richie, go for
If you
it.
will.
Open invitation. Anyways,
He knows first aid, so he'll patch you up after he beats you.
yeah. Basically, I don't like fighting games. I understand why people do, though. And I enjoy being able to play people, game characters that I'm familiar with and fighting with them.
Like Pikachu.
So rather than, like, what's that one where the fight to the death one?
All of them.
Stamina?
No.
Mortal Kombat.
Mortal Kombat.
Oh, okay.
Which game are you talking?
The fight to the death game.
All of them. Every game.
It's like how I describe it every time. I can never remember its name. It's the fight to the death game,
I mean,
Richie.
there's not wrong Mortal Kombat, but you're like so close that we don't think that's what you're talking about.
Ah, fantastic.
So anyways, yeah, I don't really enjoy Mortal Kombat. It's the same concept, but I would rather play this one because I know the characters. It's like, hey, this is Link. I love Link. I'll play him. Sure.
Link was in Soul Calibur.
It was actually too.
Yeah, Soul Calibur 2. Which is
Yeah.
weird because that's the third game.
Was it?
Yeah,
Weird.
Soul Edge, Soul Calibur, Soul Calibur 2.
Oh, I didn't know Souls was a game. Okay.
My opinion, Link holding the bomb for too long out of 10.
All right, I can live with that. It
Yeah.
actually helps you recover. That's too much information.
So yeah, you should be like, I agree with Richie. You should play it. I will not fight you because I'm not a fighter. But play with the items. It's fun. Like they add randomness. It's silly. It's supposed to be silly fun. It's not supposed to be a serious combat game.
If it is a free-for-all, items are a lot more acceptable too.
Also, if you have the new one, definitely play that one reflective stage with just as many
Fountain of Dreams.
as many characters as you can, all playing Ice Climbers.
Yep. So it'll be Ice Climbers. You'll have 8 players and 8 nanas. So you'll have 16. Then you'll have Reflection. You have 32 people. You'll drop every frame. It's amazing.
We did it almost immediately when we got the game.
Yeah.
It was hilarious.
So one quick thing, because someone no doubt is asking why the heck I like Melee more than the new one.
Yeah.
So in Melee, and I can't exactly say for the new one yet because it came out, much more recently. So not everything's been discovered yet. They're still discovering things about Melee, which is ridiculous because they data mined the game so long ago. But anyway, the movement in Melee is way... Like, even if there's a game just based on that, I would probably play it. I'm not even talking about wave dashing necessarily. That's give or take, whatever. But just the ability to move around as freely as you do in that game compared to the new one, it's just so much better. And I would say the speed of the combat's way better, in my opinion. And, like, comboing. It's not so much a thing in the new one. You get, like, 1 or 2 hits and then back to neutral.
Comboing was an accident originally.
Oh, yes, it was. That's actually a fighting game fact.
Yeah, it was a
Really?
thing.
Yeah.
In Street Fighter 2, it was an accident.
Yeah.
They didn't know, it was something that people figured out they can actually like chain moves together by
Yeah.
accident.
Mhm.
It wasn't meant to happen.
Yeah.
And it changed the entire genre.
Wow.
It changed the genre forever. But just the capacity to do that in more creative ways is something that I'm all about.
I'm not because I don't know how to do them and then I just die. So I don't like combos just because I'm bad at them. It's very biased. It's over.